So a lot of people are commenting on the Watch the World Burn YouTube short that I'd put up and saying that it's too shallow, too short, I need to explain myself better and express myself better. I guess these people don't really understand how YouTube shorts work. They literally cannot be longer than a minute, but whatever. If that's what they want, I'll happily give it to them. We can talk more today about Watch the World Burn. Plus, also, Ronnie Radke is feuding with Anthony Fantano, as far as I can tell, not really for any reason. And this is probably one of his most explosive beefs in a while, one of his biggest feuds in a while. And he did not come out looking great, I gotta say. So I figured today, good opportunity to talk about two things at once, hit two birds with one stone, and readdress Watch the World Burn, talk about it in a more critical capacity, and also talk about Ronnie Radke at the same time. Oh, also, real quick, since we're here, and I'm also a shameless whore who only does this for views. That's a fact, I won't even argue. Reminder that the Metal Meltdown is hosting its very special Valentine's Day party on February 13th. This is the first time we've ever done one of these. I'm pumped. I'm excited. We're probably going to play Dream Daddy. I did a poll recently, and people seem to really want that again. So that's probably what we're going to do. Irregardless of what we play, come by, hang out, shoot the shit. February 13th, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Even if you fucking hate me by the end of this video, pop in, say hello. We can chat more about it on Monday. Why not? I'm a contrary to popular belief, a fairly reasonable fella. Alright, enough about me. Let's get into Watch the World Burn. I'm not going to show the music video because I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to pull up the lyrics here. And, okay, there we go. Look at that. These are the lyrics. So let's go through the song together, and let's talk about what works and what doesn't work. So one thing that I will give Ronnie credit for in this song right off the bat, he's actually got a decent flow. Not amazing, not spectacular, not especially unique in my opinion, but a decent flow. Like, he spits them bars pretty fast, and he's got a decent attitude and even a decent swagger about it. I mean, it reeks of, like, Tom McDonald, Eminem knockoff energy, but, like, it's not horrible. It's not terrible. It's not the worst rap I've ever heard from a purely technical standpoint. What he's saying in the rap is another thing altogether. There are people arguing that Ronnie Radke is saying something really deep about modern pop culture and how inflammatory it is, and he's also commenting on cancel culture and how hateful everything and everyone is. And I think that's true on some level, but I think ultimately this is more so about Ronnie Radke just being really visibly upset about what people have to say about him, and him just kind of accepting that he's the supervillain in, like, literally every story. This is something that's even referenced in the music video, as he literally mows down a group of people in a church for no reason whatsoever, literally Homelander style. Like, literally a scene ripped straight from The Boys. There's also a lot of hypocrisy here. For one, the line, "I'm asking the question that if you hate me, why you acting obsessive?" This after Ronnie Radke spent an entire day obsessing over Anthony Fantano's comments about him is just really funny to me and, like, hilariously ironic. There's also this interesting sequence. You started a battle, but bitch, I'ma finish it. You think you can stop me? Not even a little bit. Nowadays, everybody's so sensitive. Again, after the Anthony Fantano drama, it's hard to really take this seriously. It was hard to take this seriously in general. We're talking about a guy who looks at everything as an opportunity to start a fight. Like, he reignited his beef with Chris from Attila lately for no fucking reason whatsoever. He spent all of last summer arguing with Sebastian Bach and Eddie Trunk over fucking laptops, and that was the dumbest fucking rock beef. Almost as dumb as this Anthony Fantano beef, and that was an instance where I thought both sides were wrong. Ronnie should not have canceled a concert for fucking losing a laptop, because that's silly, but also Eddie Trunk and Sebastian Bach were acting like total fucking clueless boomers. Both sides of that argument were terrible. Everybody's so sensitive, but you've got to start a feud with literally everyone. In all of these feuds, you are the common denominator. Has it not occurred to you that you might be the problem? Has it not occurred to you that you might be the sensitive one? I don't know. Just a thought, bud. Just a thought. Do with that information whatever you wish. There are a couple lines here that I think are very revealing. This one here, trauma that I'm burying. I think I need some therapy. I mean, you said it, Ronnie. Like, I don't know. I am not a mental health professional. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. But, I mean, just based on what I'm seeing and reading here, I think I would agree with that statement. And Metal Trenches, who actually does work in the mental health field, you know, he has said the same thing. So, I don't know, man. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. Just a thought. I thought that was a very revealing lyric. There's also this one here. Somebody send me some positive energy. About to go Darth, about to go Disney, into the darkness, into infinity. The Disney references are corny, but I want to focus specifically on send me some positive energy. Ronnie, you get out what you put in. All right? You know, I was always told as a kid, if you expect respect, you must be the first to show it. And it's the same principle here. If you want positive energy, then maybe you should start putting positive energy out there. Maybe instead of spending so much time like arguing and whining and complaining, you could actually put out some positive energy instead of, you know, whining that not everyone on the internet likes your new song. Why don't you celebrate that you're on a big tour with Papa Roach and that your song is a big hit? Why don't you celebrate that after all these years you have people backing you up? Like, I don't know, man. It seems to me like if you want positive energy, then you got to start fucking bringing some yourself, plain and simple. I believe that 100%. A lot of moments on this song where his ego gets the better of him, like I'm tipping the charts, I'm a motherfucking god, you're a light yawn, I'm a time bomb. Like, again, bro, if you want positive energy, you got to start putting it out there. You cannot sit there and say that you're a motherfucking god and that everyone else is a hater, everyone else is a liar and a coward and they're fake and they're a light yawn and expect everyone to be like, damn, this motherfucker's spitting. I am a light yawn, damn. There's also this whole sequence here. I got people that don't like me in the industry. I can feel your energy. You're not a friend to me because I've been to places that you never want to go. Yeah, I got dirt on people, but they act like I don't know. Yeah, I could do some damage, but I'll never rock the boat. All it takes is one post, watch them fall like dominoes. First off, I'm pretty sure you doing this is rocking the boat. I'm pretty sure you doing everything you do on a normal daily basis is you rocking the boat. Feuding, fighting, arguing, beefing. Also, really, all it takes is one post, and you're just gonna destroy the entire industry, huh? Like, you've got that much dirt on people? You know what? I call your bluff, bro. I call your bluff. I want to see what you got, unironically. Motherfucker's acting like he's got the Epstein travel logs or some shit. Like, take it down a notch, man. Take it down a fucking notch. I got people that don't like me in the industry. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why, bro. Again, like that's what's also annoying. There's such a lack of self-awareness here. Like, he really doesn't get it. He really doesn't understand that constantly talking shit, constantly feuding, constantly arguing, constantly beefing with people has negative consequences. He expects that everything's just gonna go his way, and when it doesn't, he loses his mind. This song is proof of that. There's also just, like, so much goofy shit. Like, this whole sequence at the end of the rap part, I'm killing the syllables with a loaded refillable, I'm a lyrical, typical supervillain, I'm venomous. Oh my fucking god. Like, this is... Filthy Frank was literally making fun of this exact kind of hip-hop lyricism back in the day. I'm a lyrical, miracle, spiritual individual. Like, Ronnie did that, but unironically, and it's so funny to me. There's also this moment later on in the sky, which in the music video is the part where, you know, Ronnie just... I basically becomes evil Jesus Superman, you know, like, he's flying, he's got a cape, he's shooting lasers, there's a heavy breakdown, like, there's all those choir vocals, and, like, the church around him is disintegrating, and like, there's, like, a fucking hurricane. It's literally a 12-year-old edgelord's fucking power fantasy come to life. And he writes, the pain inside is the fuel that drives this flesh and bone through blood-red skies, the death-defying, hypnotizing. One day you're going to figure out that everything they taught you was a lie. And I'm just curious generally what Ronnie means by everything. Does he mean, like, is he talking about cancel culture and the media and fake news? Because he talked about that in the song Zombified last year. Is he talking about that again? Or is there something grander here? Like, does he think there's some kind of, like, global conspiracy against falling in reverse that that he needs to explain to us in detail? Musically speaking, too, that transition from the rap part to the metal part is just really, really clumsy, really sloppy. You know, I guess he seems to think that if he introduces electric guitars and if he starts rapping really fast, that'll make for a really seamless transition, but it does not. If anything, it just makes it all the more jarring. Like, it really just feels like he stapled a fucking, like, Tom McDonald rap song to, like, a really generic kind of, like, post-hardcore metalcore song. Like, that's really what it feels like to me. The song is lazy for other reasons, too. Like, this whole section here, because I got enemies trying to get rid of me, you know, that is the flow, the lyricism, eerily reminiscent of Energy from Drake. This is something Mad Mike brought up in a video he did recently, so shout out to Mad Mike. The breakdown, too, is a little too similar to a previous breakdown used by Falling in Reverse in another song called Voices in My Head. There are some people theorizing that this is because the songs are connected, telling some kind of story. I personally think it's just because Falling in Reverse are just not good songwriters, but what do I know? I'm not falling in reverse, I guess. Like I said, this song is about Ronnie Radke accepting and embracing that he's the villain. So much so that in the music video, he's flying around shooting lasers like fucking Homelander, getting revenge on all the haters. You know, there's an entire sequence that has a lot of, like, Nazi-like imagery as well, and, like, he's kind of emulating, like, a scene from Star Wars The Force Awakens. He even kind of looks like Kylo Ren for a hot minute. There's the red banners, there's, like, an army of stormtroopers. Like, he is embracing being Rock's villain. He is embracing being Rock's heel. Which, fine, but in that case, stop crying that you're constantly portrayed as being Rock's villain. You can't embrace it and then also complain about it at the same fucking time. And this seems like a good transition now into the Ronnie Radke Anthony Fantano beef. I'm not entirely sure how this started. I know that Anthony Fantano has been talking about Watch the World Burn a little bit. I haven't seen too many of the clips. I do know that Ronnie Radke dropped this out of the blue. At the Needle Drop is like the Perez Hilton of music critics. Look 25 years older than he is, and nobody will care about him in 3 years. Anthony Fantano is the internet's busiest music nerd. Like, y'all can say whatever you want about him, but he ain't going anywhere. He's literally the internet's busiest music nerd. He has earned that fucking title. Anthony fired back. Over the past decade, I look objectively like I've put on fewer years than Mr. Radke, and I've had fewer trips through the legal system as well. I think I'm winning. Dude went straight for the jugular, like spicy melon. And then from there, like, Anthony moved on pretty quick. Like, even he was like, this isn't fun. Bye, guys. Like, I'd rather be feuding with Drake again. Meanwhile, Ronnie Radke spent the rest of the day whining and crying, coping and seething. The funny thing about the right pick as opposed to the blonde pick is 5 years later than the right pick of me. Ha ha ha, you were born looking old. And, like, that's what his followers latch onto for quite a bit. And anyone who's, you know, disagreeing with him is a fucking bot or a loser. We all know what happens to mostly negative critic YouTubers. Another YouTuber will make a video called What Happened to Anthony Fantano in 2 years tops. I mean, people probably said that 2 fucking years ago and he's still here. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You think I spent 2 years in prison for murder? Imagine being like Anthony Fantano is cool. Jesus Christ. That's real classy. That's real classy of you. That's called a real-life ratio. Thank God I don't look like that. He really thinks he's popping the fuck off here. He even thought he was, like, popping the fuck off by, like, with this, by being like, oh, the Drake drama. Drake really got him. But if anything, that Drake drama just showed how, like, really immature and insecure Drake was. And that's the same energy I'm getting from Ronnie Radke. Like, Anthony moved on quick. And then Ronnie spent the rest of the day talking about this. Now, I don't have Twitter myself, so I can't see a lot of the replies, but I did see a lot of the replies through Finn McKenty's video. And this is a man who's very much ride or die for Ronnie Radke. Like, he has kissed his ass on a number of occasions, and this is something even Finn would admit to. And even he's not riding with it. and he's seeing that other people aren't riding with it. And it's very clear that unless you're like a Ronnie Radke stan, like unless you're a hardcore Falling in Reverse fanatic, you know, the general consensus is that people are looking at this and going, this is silly. This just looks bad on you, Ronnie. Grow up. The thing is, Ronnie Radke is just fundamentally incapable of dealing with or handling any kind of negative criticism. Or really any kind of criticism, even if it's well-intentioned, even if it's constructive. He hyperfixates on everything people say about him, and it shows on a very consistent basis. Like last year, me and Ronnie had our beef because I had said something about the Motley Crue reunion tour, and he thought I was being a pretty dumb loser about it, and I fired back, and then he lost his mind. He told me he was going to come get me. He sent his army of sycophantic fanboys after me. We feuded again later in the year because I called him out on some dumb shit. There were some posts that he had made where he was refusing to respect people's pronouns, and I told him straight up, like, dude, you're being a bully. You're being a transphobe. Like, come on. And I wasn't even being that harsh about it, I don't feel. I was literally just telling him, you know? Like, this is what you're doing, and this is what it reads as. Heads up. And he lost his mind again. He told me I was mentally immature, and I lacked compassion and intelligence. So I was scrolling through some old TikTok videos while editing this, and it appears I actually have to correct myself. There was an incident in which Ronnie had said some transphobic shit, and I did correct him on that. But the incident in which he called me mentally immature and all that, that stemmed from me responding to a video that he had made in which he complained about how people were treating him online and stuff like that. Apparently there's been so much beef with Ronnie Radke that it's all just starting to blur together. Unbelievable. And he does this with a lot of small content creators as well. Like, there's this guy on TikTok, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name right off the bat, but I know that he did, like, a Falling in Reverse kind of parody song where he's like, masturbation, and Ronnie Radke straight up told him, take it down. I mean, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but that was the basic gist of it. And he's regularly fighting with people online. He's reignited beef lately with Chris from Attila for no fucking reason, as far as I can tell. You know, like we said earlier, last year he was arguing with Sebastian Bach and Eddie Trunk, and he's kind of reignited that beef lately as well with the Watch the World Burn music video. There's a scene where a laptop hits someone in the head, and that someone happens to look suspiciously like Sebastian Bach. This is who Ronnie is at the end of the day. He thrives on this. He lives for this. He is a bully and a shit stirrer first, and a musician second. He wants to convince us that he has changed, that he's a better man now, but he consistently shows on a consistent basis that that's just not the case. Granted, he's not out killing people anymore. He's not beating women as much as he used to, but he's still being a bully. He's still being a bigot, and he's still being just a general asshole. The proof is in the pudding, folks. And the pudding's all over the goddamn place, because Ronnie throws tantrums like a goddamn child. My advice to Ronnie Radke, should he find this video, which is a very real possibility, because he's very chronically online, as some say, grow up. Like, act your age, man. You're almost 40 years old, and you're getting into fights with literally everyone on the internet for no fucking reason. And I know that you think you're winning, I know that you think you're kicking ass, and I know that your fans are certainly saying that to you, but I promise you, outside of that group of hardcore fans, there's not a single person who's looking at this and going, Ronnie Radke seems like a very mature and reasonable person, and he's in the right here. This isn't about what you did 10 or 12 years ago. This isn't about, you know, your music. At this point, I'm speaking to you man to man, and I'm telling you, if you want positive energy, you gotta start putting some out there. If you think you need therapy, maybe you should go get some. You know, if you want to convince people that you've changed and that you're a better man, and that you're a better man, then maybe you need to actually change and start being a better man. It's not that complicated. I guess on some level it doesn't really matter what I'm going to say, because you're going to keep doing what you do. The fanboys are going to keep fanboying. And fine, you know, if people love Watch the World Burn, if they love Falling in Reverse, great, good for them. But I want to make it clear again, this is not about something you did 10 or 12 years ago. This is about what you're doing now. This is about the song, the message that you're putting out there, the attitude that you're putting out there, the vibes that you're putting out there, the beef, the feuding, the arguing. It's all silly. It's hypocritical. It makes you look like an egomaniac and a narcissist and just a bully and an asshole. Yeah, that's really all I got to say. To all the Falling in Reverse fanboys and fanatics, to all the Ronnie Radke stans and defenders, hit me with your best shot. I know y'all are going to have some real gnarly, spicy shit to say, because that's what you do. That's who you are. You definitely enable Ronnie on some level because of that. You know, be warned that it's all going to be used as ammunition for a gnarly drinking game. So hit me with your best shot. That's all I got to say. Where would the button be? Where would it be? Here's where it would be. Hit this button to subscribe. Look, more videos. And, have a fantastic day, I guess. Yeah. Not looking forward to the comments on this one. Alright, bye!